Hello everyone and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Saturday the 11th of April 2020. It's a pleasure to be with you. You will notice that there's no bird. I've turned the table around, I put something hot on the table and the wood has gone white next to the bird. If anyone knows how to heal the wood so I can have my little bird back, that would be great. Otherwise, this is the surface of the table I'm going to be working with. In an ideal world, I'd have a geode. I have an amethyst geode. I could put a glass pane on it and read that way, but I'm not quite there yet. I don't know how to set that up as a table. I'm using the Thoth Tarot for today's reading, Saturday the 11th. And this deck, if you buy it, it's called the Thoth Tarot. It's really popular. If you do buy it, make sure that you buy the right version, because there's a small version like this, and there's a really big version, and I had the big version first. And I have really big hands, so I struggled with that. Let's see. Lust in reverse, indolence upright, and defeat. Let's see what the cards want us to know for Saturday. Lust is the 11th card of the major arcana. As always, in different tarot decks, number 8 and number 11 are switched around. Sometimes 8 is power and strength and the lion and lust. And sometimes it's 11. In this case, 11 is strength and 8 is justice. All right, so the strength card in reverse, and here they call it lust in this deck. So this is like a womb giving birth to something. Here we've got the naked woman on top of this beast, and it's almost like, yeah, that's what, it's a lovely depiction. Like, it looks at lust almost like a thing that hits. It's a beast that arrives, and you sit on it, you lose all control. She doesn't even have a face. She's completely depersonalized, and it's got a sting there. So you're forced to stay on it, and it rides wherever it wants to go. And lust will take you to places that you don't want to go. It's not a good addiction to be engaged with. And today it's in reverse. So first of all, you don't have to deal with big situations that make you feel like you're being squeezed, okay? You don't feel like the pressure is really, really on and you really have to watch out for what's going on inside of you and what's going on with other people. It's a day where you can go, oh, thank goodness, I can actually breathe for a second. So it's calm. So just kind of ease your way into that space where you're just relaxed. Take a breath and just tune into that calm kind of space. And then we've got this bump here. It keeps calling to me, but I don't know exactly what it means. We've got these snake worm-like things. Then we've got these rays of light, and they look like a peacock's tail this way around. But this way around, it looks like a tiny sun at the center and little suns around it that are protecting this womb from these monstrous tentacles. And that's the point of the day, that she is pushing this, yeah, I don't know, is she pushing it up or pulling it down? Either way, she's protecting it. And today, there's nothing to protect, and you don't have to protect yourself, and your feelings don't control you. It's the other way around. You are in control of your feelings. That leads to indolence, because Saturn and Pisces in astrology, stability in your feelings. Saturn hates being in Pisces. Saturn rules Capricorn. So Saturn in Pisces is like taking a table and throwing it in the water. Indolence means that you've got so many hopes and dreams and options that you end up doing nothing really because you can't decide. So the pressure's off. You don't really have to perform. So this means that you can kind of be a couch potato and really relax today and get nothing done whatsoever. And then finally, we have the 5 of Swords, which is defeat. And it's a pentacle that's upside down, so the 2 points are up. And it's a sword card, which is the element of air. So negative conversations, someone, oh, you can see the pentagram, it's underpinned with these red things beneath the sword, so you can see it. I never know whether it's a pentagram or a pentacle. I do. A pentacle is in the tarot, pentacles, it's the suit of pentacles. And a pentagram is this actual symbol. And when it's 2 ways up, I grew up in fundamentalist Christian South Africa. And we had a speech after school. And Brian Adams, who I thought was just, this music is just so not my taste. They had an assembly because on his album, he had this pentagram in this way on his cover. And they told us not to buy it because it's satanic. And they had a meeting with all the parents and us. And they taught us about Satanism and the really evil. It was my parents, like German people working in South Africa. My parents just looked at each other and they thought it was funny, I think. We weren't used to that kind of extremism. So the 5 of Swords is that kind of real focus on the details, on the negative, and that in itself, that assembly was overreacting to something that really didn't mean anything. And that's kind of on the nose a little bit about what's going on at the moment. Overreaction is possible because you feel mentally defeated. So what this can mean is that, first of all, if you don't do anything today and you really don't feel under pressure and you just want to chill and relax, that's fine. But what you'll do is you'll start to feel guilty about all of the things that you should be doing. And then because you're lazy or you're feeling kind of chilled and relaxed, you feel mentally defeated at the end of the day. Look at that Venus hidden there. Venus is the planet of love and self-love. You don't do anything, you feel guilty about it. And at the end of the day, you'll be like, oh, look at this. I've just used this day for nothing. I've achieved nothing. And goodness, I've been so unproductive. I really don't feel good about this. How about you deserve a day for yourself? Where's the self-love? You deserve a day off. You don't have to work every day. I always say this, but you are a human being, okay? You deserve all good things because you exist. It doesn't matter how much you work. If you work, you have innate value. And that's what this card in reverse loses. Because when it's this way around, look, we've got a crown. You connect with spiritual ideas. And that way, everything underground, earth, air, fire, water, the earthly things are handled by this crown. So you align yourself with the universal thoughts and then everything else drops away rather than letting things get on top of you. That's what this is. And your own thoughts, negativity can get on top of you. That's the first thing. Second is there's no pressure on you. You don't have to exert any strength. You may feel a bit nebulous and cloudy in terms of what you're supposed to do. And you may also feel defeated in terms of doing something outright. So maybe you do have the dream of painting, but your ego immediately says, hey, you've got 10 grand on a credit card and you need to make those payments. You can't dilly-dally around painting here. You need to get a full-time minimum wage job to pay off these bills. And the reality in this example is that you are destined to be a painter. And if you did that, you would have a much better financial outcome in the long run. But if you go the panic way of I'm going to get a minimum wage job, then you just are defeated, really, because you accept the world's demands and you react to them rather than imposing yourself on the world and making the world yours. If you need the cash to get by, there are news stories about, I saw a news story about an opera singer who's very successful, and she's usually on the stage and she's stacking shelves at Sainsbury's at the moment because that's the work she's getting and she needs to get because the theaters are closed, and she, like most of us, she lives month to month and she's doing different work. But that's acceptable in the sense that she's doing it because she's not giving up on the opera. She's just doing this temporarily. And the danger of the day is that if you just lounge around and do nothing, you could give up on one of your hopes and dreams, and all the obstacles may seem so overwhelming that you give up on it for good. And you don't want to give up on your dreams for good, ever. Your dreams are so important. Hopes and dreams are so important to keep us going, to feel like there is something good coming up in the future. There are good things in life that we can enjoy, that we have wonderful things to look forward to, that life surprises us with its twists and turns, and what can happen when you least expect it. And also, if you have a spiritual practice in your life and you connect with your guides, sometimes the unexpected feeling of, wow, there's some other presence working in my life here and really helping me out. So enjoy your freedom. Pick one of your desires, your hopes and dreams, and start doing it. Don't listen to the ego which says, oh, it's too much, you can't get all the paints together and you can't get a canvas together, you can't change everything around, it's impossible. Don't listen to that. Instead, focus on one thing. That's the big trap. If you focus on trying to do everything, it's going to be defeated. If you focus on one thing, you try and keep things very clear, and you focus on the one little baby, the one little embryo that you're trying to get to grow. That's how you succeed. Also, water is creativity, spirituality, love, nurture. So using your freedom to do charity work, to be of service, is an easy way to defeat the ego in itself, to defeat your negative thoughts. Because if you're doing charity work, you're going, at the end of the day, you're not going to say, oh, I just wasted this whole day. Because you're kind of hard on yourself today. That's the thing. The biggest judge of yourself today is you. So if you don't judge yourself at all, then you don't need to do anything. If you realize that you're amazing, whether you work your behind off or not, then you're fine. But if you're not, if you feel like you have to perform to be worth something, then if you do charity work, you'll defeat this negativity and feel great. If you take the freedom and you connect spiritually, you can really have a breakthrough and turn this card around and have this crown, bing, eureka moment, light bulb going off, and that thought shatters everything else around it and will vibrate and have ripples, a ripple effect, and will change your life. Or you use your freedom to nurture someone today and you really feel like you have defeated something negative in yourself by being selfless and caring and giving. And your problems don't seem as big if you use your energy in a specific way. Indolence, I suppose, indolence to me means, I'd have to look it up, but if a child is indolent, I think it's defiant. Indolence is kind of navel gazing. I'd have to look it up. But that's what I feel. And usually the 8 of Cups is a guy looking at these clouds and all these different dreams, and he's not able to make a decision. So indolence, I suppose, is if you get too involved in dreaming and you become too impractical, you end up doing nothing because you just dream and you don't actually take something specific and run with it. And that's what you're being asked to do. You're supposed to focus on that one thing, whether it's creative, taking care of other people, nurturing, or spirituality. Whatever is on your agenda, you take that one thing, you focus on it, you put your feelings into that and your strength into that and work with it. That's the way you feel real strength and you get great new ideas, rather than using your freedom and letting your ego defeat you into doing nothing positive and making you feel bad about yourself. Don't let the ego make you feel bad about yourself today. That's the warning. And the great thing is that you can achieve wonderful things for other people. Number-wise, we've got 11 because they've changed it in this deck. 11 and 8 is 19. And 5 is 24. 2 and 4 is 6. 6 is a window of opportunity that opens temporarily. So there's a chance to do something completely different today. This morning, I had something completely different. I had the morning off. It's sunny here and beautiful in England, so I climbed Glastonbury Tor. I'm filming this on Good Friday. And that, I love Easter. It's my favorite Christian holiday. And for me, to become reflective or to honor something, for me, climbing the Tor is that, because I'm symbolically overcoming this obstacle. So I'm showing solidarity in a way, or it felt that way somehow. So here we've got a day where you can really, it's a gift almost, in terms of something new can be birthed, but you have to pay attention to it. And the ego is so heavy on it and ready to crush it, because if you stick with this new thing that you're birthing and giving life to, then it can become something really wonderful. Otherwise, the ego wouldn't be trying to defeat it so badly. It wouldn't be threatened if it was a crap idea. So listen to your feelings and ideas. They're going to be really wonderful and important today. Have an amazing day. If you'd like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via the website, gregoryscott.com. And this is part of the routine now. I'm doing this every day. Coupon code Spring Special, 25% off all priority and emergency sessions, because it's a unique time. And if you want to get hold of me quicker, you can. If you like the video, please hit subscribe and share the video on your other social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, wherever you're active. Have a great day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.